So if you'd like to, find your way to a comfortable seated position. You could be sitting on a chair, you could be sitting on the floor, you could be sitting on a cushion. If you are sitting on the floor, you might have your legs crossed, or you could stretch your legs out if that feels better. And maybe a bit of a wriggle until you're sitting tall on your sitting bones. Find a place to rest your hands. Let your shoulders be soft. And if you want to, you might like to gently close your eyes, or otherwise you could just let your gaze drop down towards the floor. Whatever's been going on for you today so far, whatever thoughts have been on your mind, give yourself permission to let go of those thoughts now so that you can step into this present moment. You might be noticing where your sitting bones and your legs or your feet are connecting to the ground. Or perhaps noticing any sensations that you can feel inside your body. Let your face be soft. Let your jaw be loose. Let your shoulders relax. And see if you can begin to notice the natural flow of your breath. See if you can feel the sensation of your breath flowing in and out through your nostrils. See if you can feel the sensation of your breath inside your throat. See if you can feel the sensation of your breath inside your chest. You might feel your rib cage moving as you breathe. Or see if you can feel the sensation of your breath in your abdominal area. There might be one place in particular where you can feel the sensation of your breath the easiest. Or you might notice the sensation of your breath in several areas at the same time. Or maybe even the feeling that the whole of your body is breathing in and the whole of your body is breathing out. Take a notice now. How is your breath feeling? Maybe your breath has started to slow down. Maybe it's become smoother or deeper. It's really interesting how by focusing on the breath and without even having to try, it can often change the breath just by becoming more aware of it. So awareness can be such a powerful, powerful practice. So you might decide to keep your eyes closed, or you might like to gently reopen your eyes. You might start with some movement through your shoulders. That could be lifting and lowering your shoulders, or you could start to circle into your shoulders. You could be circling backwards, or you could be circling forwards, or you could try both. And then maybe starting to make some circles with your torso. So again, if you want to have your eyes closed, then sometimes it's easier to tune into the felt sense of the body with the eyes closed, just because there's less visual distractions. Tuning in to the inner body. Perhaps noticing some movement through your spine as you circle. And you might like to also go the other way. moving at your own pace. And you could stay with this movement, or maybe you'd like to join me for some side stretches. So if you'd like to practice some side stretches, find your way to the center. And then with your next inhalation, try lifting your arms so your fingertips reach towards the ceiling. And then with your exhale, bring one hand down, come across to the side. And then with your inhalation, find your way back to center. Arms could reach up. And then exhale, take that to the second side. And so if you wish, you could continue so that you're following your breath, reaching up with your inhale, coming into the side stretch with the exhale. Or if you want to pause anywhere, you might like to pause in that side stretch and take an extra breath or two. So maybe just finishing off one more. Inhale, next time you reach your arms up, and then releasing your arms slowly with an exhale. Bring your hands back to rest somewhere on your legs. Maybe make some more movements through your shoulders if you want to. Okay, so I'll invite you to come up to standing. Just adjusting my camera. There's my little Christmas tree in the background. All right, so if you come up to standing, step your feet a little wider than your hips with your toes pointing out on the diagonals. And so we're going to come into temple pose here. So if you'd like to try temple pose, bend into your knees and then press down into your feet as you straighten through your legs. So you might do that a few times, and if you're adjusting your feet a little bit as you go, that's great. Bending and straightening through your legs. So you might even look down and see that your knees point out the same direction as your toes. Maybe you could pause in temple pose, maybe sway a little bit one side to the other here. Option to find the center. If you'd like to stay in temple pose a tiny bit longer, you could try lift one heel away from the floor. You might be getting a nice stretch through your toes, through your foot. Maybe feeling some sensation through your leg. Lower that heel and then perhaps try the other side. Continue to observe your breath. And lower that heel down, then take a little pause, straighten through your legs. So we'll do a 4-part arm sequence next if you'd like to join me. And I didn't mention before, but if you are sitting, you can do the arm movement sitting down. Or if you decided that's enough for the legs with the temple pose, you could definitely do the arm movements sitting on a chair or sitting on the floor. So otherwise, we will be moving into temple with the exhales, straightening through the legs on the inhales. Okay, so turning your palms out to the sides. When you're ready to next breathe in, reaching your arms out and up. You could join your palms together overhead, maybe looking up. And then with your exhale, press your palms straight out to the sides as you come back to temple. Then reach down towards the ground and with an inhale, lift all the way up, straightening through your legs. And then with your exhale, palms face down, slowly lowering in front as you come back to temple. So that was one round. So if you wish to continue, please do. Inhale, reach up, palms touch. Exhale, press out wide. reaching down, and with the inhale, then lift all the way up. And with the exhale, palms face down, lowering in front. All right, I'll stop talking for the next couple of rounds. Please be guided by your own breath. Know that you can pause at any time you need to. So we might make this round the last one. And with your last exhalation, as you lower your hands in front, stepping your feet a little closer in together, you could bring your hands to your belly or to your chest, or the arms could be by the sides. If you feel comfortable to do so, you might wish to close your eyes, or otherwise you could look down. Just take a moment here to pause, perhaps noticing where the soles of your feet are connecting to the floor. Perhaps thinking of the crown of your head lifting up towards the sky. In between the crown of your head and the soles of your feet, notice the breath inside your body. The breath rising and falling. You can use the focus on your breath anytime as a tool of mindfulness to help bring you back to the present moment. Whenever you're ready, reopening your eyes, releasing your arms. Maybe we'll do tree pose next before we come down to the floor. Just checking the time. Yep, I think that should be good. And since I've got a tree right here in the room, let's do tree pose. Now, if you do want to have a little bit of support, you could move beside a wall to have your fingertips connected to a wall, or if you've got a chair nearby, you could have your hand on the top edge of your chair if you need that little bit of extra support. Or maybe you're just on your yoga mat or on your yoga spot. So I'm just starting to sway a little bit forward and back. You might like to lift your heels up. You might like to lift your toes up, or a bit of both. Just really connecting the soles of your feet to the floor, feeling grounded and centered. And then if you'd like to try tree pose, start to lift one knee, turning that knee outwards, and then your foot could come to the side of your ankle or to the inside of your shin beneath your knee, or maybe lifting your foot to bring it to the inside of your thigh. Wherever you're placing your foot, really connecting the sole of your foot to your opposite leg. Once you're feeling balanced, you might try bringing your palms to join at the center of your chest. Keep your shoulders relaxed. Feel that the crown of your head is lifting. Remember to breathe, holding your gaze point steady. You might decide to keep your hands here at the center of your chest, or you could try reaching up if you want to, or the arms could reach out wide like the branches of a tree. And then when you're ready to come out of your tree pose, lowering your arms slowly, bringing your foot back down, and maybe a little walk on the spot, or you could have a shake out through your legs. Okay, so let's move to the next side. So again, nice and grounded through your feet first. Spread your toes out wide so you have a really firm connection through your feet. Lifting your next knee, turning your knee out. It doesn't have to be all the way out to the side, just to a place that feels supportive for you. The foot could come to your ankle, to the inside of your shin, just beneath your knee, not aiming for the knee point, but you could also bring your foot to the inside of your thigh. So find what works, what feels good for you, and then maybe palms joining, shoulders relaxed, crown of the head lifting up. Hands could stay here at the heart space, or maybe reaching up towards the sky, or maybe letting the arms reach out. Hold your gaze point steady. Most importantly, remember to breathe. Sometimes when things get challenging, that's when we hold our breath. Let's see if you can continue breathing through a challenging moment of balance. When you're ready to come out, lower your arms slowly and lower your foot to the floor. Maybe a walk on the spot, maybe a shake out. So I'll invite you next to come down onto your back. I'm just adjusting my camera. You might like to come down onto your back, starting with your feet to the floor. You might have a bit of a sway side to side, and then maybe a sway side to side through your head, and then finding center. So from here, you could start to lift your feet away from the floor so your knees come closer towards your chest. You could bring your hands to your knees or to your shins, maybe making little circles here. You might be circling in one direction a few times, and then perhaps the other direction a few times. And you can stay with this version with your knees fairly close in together, or maybe starting to take the knees apart so you're circling around, and then bring the knees together and then back towards your chest. Noticing where you can notice sensation, and going at your own pace. If you feel like you're going fairly slow, you might even try going a little bit slower. And then you might decide to stay with the circles, or option to pause with the knees wide, and you could bring the soles of your feet together. And then here you might take hold of your shins or your ankles, or maybe if you can reach, you could reach down and find your feet, pressing your knees out to the sides. Great. So this is like a butterfly shape. And we'll just pause here maybe for an extra breath or two. And then I'll invite you to find your way to final resting pose, which could be with your legs out long, or it could be with your feet planted to the floor. You might want to take the arms wide out to the sides with your palms facing up, or you could rest your hands on your belly. So finding a place that feels comfortable for you to rest for the next 5 minutes. If you're feeling cool at all, you could pop a blanket over top. If you have an eye pillow or an eye cover, you could pop that over your eyes. Finding stillness. Coming back to the natural flow of your breath. as you allow your physical body to rest in stillness, perhaps the mind may follow along, even if it's just tiny little moments of quiet in your mind. Letting the whole of your body soften and relax. Softening at the crown of your head, softening your face, softening the back of your head, softening inside your head, softening inside your throat, softening your shoulders, your arms, your hands, softening your chest, softening your upper abdomen, your lower abdomen, your pelvis, softening inside your hip sockets, both of your legs, both of your feet, softening all of your fingers and all of your toes. Nothing else you need to do right now. Just allowing your body to rest, surrendering to gravity. Allowing the whole of your body to deeply relax. You're welcome to stay right where you are for another minute or so. But if you would like to make your way to a seated position, then do so very slowly, being extra gentle to yourself. You might like to bring your awareness back to the natural flow of your breath. Whether you're lying, whether you're seated, see if you can feel the sensation of your breath somewhere inside your body, or the feeling or the sense that the whole of your body is breathing in and the whole of your body is breathing out. You may choose to bring your hands to somehow connect with your body. Take a moment to say thank you to yourself. Thanking yourself for showing up for your yoga practice today. Thanking yourself for caring about your own well-being. letting your heart be filled up with gratitude for this moment. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have enjoyed today's session. Namaste.